Okay. Okay, a dream, okay, briefly. A dream, a nightmare, kind of a dream. God damned shit. UPS fucks me up, but this is reality, okay? Let me just go into dreamland. Kind of easier. Also fucked up. Okay, that's the dream. Reality, don't even ask me. Reality, like, you won't believe what just happened. Because I tell you up front, reality is I lose a guy who just comes in, moves in, amazing guy, go out with him, had a great time. He waits for a UPS pack. He didn't let me know. He sends me nasty text. He blames me. Hey man, if I can't get mail, I leave. Well, mail did come, but you know what didn't come? UPS didn't come. I mean, he didn't let me know. He waits for it. He blames me. He calls me names. Maybe he calls me names because English is not his, native language and all kind of other things. And not necessarily it's Ecuadorian, his language. And then, we had a great time. He was supposed to be here longer. Now he says it's the third time I moved because I can't get UPS. So obviously there's something not totally understandingly clear. He waits for a credit card not coming. I mean, that's definitely damned annoying, But I wasn't informed. I mean, how can I know? Anyhow, that's reality. Let me just go what I was dreaming today. I was dreaming I'm somewhere left alone in the streets. That's a dream now. Yeah, I would say in the vicinity of feldkirch, where my sister lives, by the way, definitely on this mountain between Switzerland, Austria, Vorarlberg, Letze, like an amazing place, kind of damn beautiful. You can see Switzerland, Lichtenstein in particular, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, and it's feldkirch, in case you look up. In case even if anybody looks at this shit, just like, there's a lot of it up there from my world of stupid dreams, okay? Now, in that dream, happened to be, the location was around there, but then, for whatever reason, there were moments I was somewhere in Vienna, because it's also about another amazing place that is also like, look at 3 countries. You can see them from here, oversee them. Just basically you can see as far as Czech Republic. They said, no, I never saw Czech Republic, but used to be maybe, but not really, but supposedly you can, from up there. I mean, it's called Letze. Up there, it's kind of, you can see into you can see to Burgenland, you can see to, supposedly you can see to Slovakia, I mean, supposedly you can see to Hungary, supposedly whatever you can see there. I could only see Vienna, I can see the Danube. I mean, now you see definitely. Up there you can see also old sanatoriums where important research was done, by people like, Jung and Sigmund Freud. Supposedly he worked there at one point, supposedly in these sanatoriums for all diseases, including mental stress and, crazy people, whatever that means. Obviously, you can't call anybody in a distressed situation anymore crazy. In my case, I can do it because I had the unpleasure, the disgusting experience of experiencing one of these places. So back to the dream. That's just concerning the localities, something like that, because it kind of looked like a place where people worked, where the soul is rather black, yeah, like a carpet, where it's kind of like a sheep, where it's not deep in the wool, the color, but applied to the surface of the color, but then waved together the earth. And that's kind of in the dream where I walked on. Plus, it wasn't flat. It had a kind of a terrace situation that kind of waves up, and people were working on it, like go down, dig earth up from that place, look for water down there, or minerals. Minerals? Yeah, of course minerals. That's like where near the Danube is. They would love to frack, looking for oil, extracting oil. Mr. The mineral ÖMV, Austrian mineral pumping refinery people, like they were during the hard times, like the war times, they exploited oil fields nearby. They pumped oil there, and supposedly there still is oil to be pumped up, and believe it or not, there are oil pumps, oil wells in Austria. But then the Austrian law is made in a way that any form of oil found below your house, if it's really deep enough, not immediately like just where you find underneath your house, but supposedly anything you find below, let's say, whatever you find in there belongs to the state. It's kind of damned annoyingly weird, and they have the most amazing laws concerning it's kind of like air rights, you do have a few air rights. I would say if you have a house, I don't think you can just sell air rights like people do it in New York. Air rights. Let me just put this machine up here on my breast, because I carefully put it on my chest, because it's a really warm day and I'm already fearful. I really got already some brown sauce out of my body. It's kind of TR-esque, you know, because my body is excited over new developments in the fucking house, which I love and I hate at the same time. Now, if I would be able to talk about what goes on in the fucking house, definitely a brown source of occurrences that are driving me fucking nuts. Yeah. Very painful. Nuts. Totally nuts. Totally nuts. Because I have a situation here again that drives me nuts. And the situation is called people coming, going, changing for whatever fucking reason their mind. I'm already in a scenario, because now how if somebody comes in, can't get his UPS, just decides he moves out, kind of what happens now. And then it's so irrational. It's so, the way I'm treated here, the way people talk to me, the hey man, you're shit, you're this, you're that. Man, in the dream it was slightly nicer, okay? In the dream I was suddenly in nowhere. Now back in the dream I walk on this, I would say, pretty surreal, fucking nightmarish black soil. And I asked myself, where am I? And the answer was, well, this is the famous, this is like the studio of this and this artist. And they mention an Austrian artist, a painter. Some people from the generation might remember the guy. I definitely wasn't a painter then, and I didn't have a professorship then at the time. And how bizarre, how insane, how damned incredibly weird it is to think of here a certain couple of facts. Two people before me, where I'm a teacher, occupied the very place I still can occupy, a place that still compensates for all this nonsense here. And I just try to explain the dream, because it, in both cases, the roots bring me back to Austria. One became really famous for a Holocaust survivor, and his name was called, was it called, I forgot his name, is very famous in Austria because he made this famous Holocaust survivor it's just a bit like Hundertwasser memorial, and then he was supposedly also a professor. He was a professor in Vienna, a famous guy. Also, in the end, he ended up in Los Angeles, as nobody kind of knew he was Jewish, a survivor. He had a couple of, funerals even. Real ones, fake ones. He was supposedly was very eccentric, drove it's hard to say because supposedly he was Hundertwasser, a certain professor that had 100 cent, changed his name all the time to escape, like he worked with different names. He had a following. He kind of liked sailing to the point he got a bad reputation. To the point people said that he loved sailing so much and plants so much that he needed to have, a sailboat in New Zealand, supposedly, and he would send videotapes from his trips with students, and then there were speculations about definitely Me Too stuff. Supposedly he had plants in his Viennese art school, whatever, atelier they call it there, French, and supposedly he liked to take baths with even 2 female students at the time. Supposedly he got such a bad reputation that it became nearly, short of an investigation, or was it? Or was he convicted? Or, I forgot about it. But when he died, the funeral was so damn beautiful. I think I filmed it. At this point, it doesn't matter anymore. Anyway, I wasn't even supposed to be there. I came anyhow. There was a donation to the Academy. 3 images by him, like Stovata. like a Russian Jewish kid, Stowata, Hundertwasser, just a bit like his Bible, Odessa, never a word, but Bible, first thing he all taught us. When I studied there, what he loved to talk about was not only to bitch about Hundertwasser, not only to bitch about everybody who worked there. I kind of couldn't believe it that he did that. Even thought he would then nicely chat with them in the Mensa and have all his students around him. He would also have he would have definitely would talk first film, be this famous film scene about one of the first refilmed massacre by the Russian army of workers on stairs. That's maybe the staircase aspect, And, well, I sit on staircases. I have this nice chat. Una cerveza, después la otra cerveza. I had a nice evening last night. I just couldn't believe how much money somebody can spend in one evening. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. He spent upwards of $200 la cerveza in there. Wow. I danced, I felt shit. I was suddenly confronted with this UPS request. But I get the point. For certain people here, it's damn important to get their deliveries, because man, I don't know what's going on in this house where people live a decent life, trying to live a decent life, who want to be rich, and live decently alive after a breakup, or get the fuck out of my house. He was just arriving out of nowhere, spending like a lot of money, finally remembering more and more his name. Well, damn shit. I think I have a problem at hand that gives me diarrhea in the morning. but related, hopefully not, because Ecuador, and you know what I mean, a lot of things, a bit like cerveza, he is the guy who already came with a motorcycle. He wants to be a chef. He has a food truck dream. And he can't get his car going. And he wants to make the American dream happy, real. Marry him one more time. I mean, he was already married once. He is not young, but not old neither. He dreams of, you know what I mean, his country down there. And he is damned annoyed here, upset here. He is pissed as hell. He hates it here now. He blames me. And let me go back in the dream. This damned fucking dream. He talks of warning. He talks of being nice. He talks of he doesn't have to be nice, which is kind of implied threats. He talks about, I mean, okay, what does he mean? He doesn't have to be nice. And why blaming me, calling me names? I try to explain him UPS. He gets upset. I write it in Spanish. It seems to upset him even more. So I write English, because his English is, I don't think he would pass a test yet. But, we had an amazing time, and he likes my paintings. So I don't think he will kill me over his UPS loss. But what is he gonna do if he comes down and wants all his money back? That could be a problem. Because he wants to move out now. That could be a problem. In the past, that was a problem. Well, let's see. Let's see. Well, that's why I should have made more of a contract. More of an agreement. Man, I don't know the outcome, but from sloppy from sloppy bookkeeping to even sloppier dissolutions of verbal and factual agreements, that is damned annoying. That is damn shit. That could bring problems. That is, the short, hopefully not, well, a short board, long board. It's a long board. He has a short board. That is shit. Because he told me he's very strong. And he doesn't give a shit. Definitely not. That is, that ending, might be, that might be definitely not as planned. Might be shit. Definitely shit. Ending. Kind of is definitely a shit ending. If it's not figured out nicely, with UPS delivering hopefully today. I put out a sign. No rain, it should stay up all day. Man, today is Saturday. Does UPS deliver Saturdays? I think they do. Oh yeah, they do. And, well, does anybody want to see the place below? No. The guy from yesterday, we were nearly there. He didn't do it. He was nearly there. No. Well, the photographer, let me see where he is. The ground floor guy, fashion photographer. Let me see what happens to him. I stop this now because I lost appetite. Diarrhea.